Today we're gonna look at 5 easy steps you can take to save some more money right away. But first, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Thomas, and on this channel we explore everything that has to do with personal finances, how you can save more money, make the most out of your investments, and try to prepare the best for the future. So if you don't mind, please remember to like and subscribe to the video, and let's just jump straight into it. So the first thing out is subscriptions. Everybody has some kind of subscription to something. Usually there's apps on your phone, there's streaming services, there is delivery services, there is all these kind of things that are gonna tap out tiny amounts from your wallet every single month. Not being huge amounts in themselves, but if you add all these tiny amounts up, they actually do add. So make sure that you go through your statements every couple of months and see that you don't have any unused subscription that you're still paying for. You don't have anything that has been hiked in price. You only have the subscription that you're actually using, and that if there's something that you're not using that often or frequent that you still want to keep around, see if you can freeze it by the time you don't use it, and then try to reactivate it again if you're gonna actually use it later on. Usually I figure out that these kind of subscriptions, they usually stay freezed a very long time, so you could just as well cancel them. But that's the little bit tricky part in this modern way where everybody claims that you need a subscription for anything. When I went through the settings on my iPhone, I found a million different subscriptions to apps and stuff that I didn't use anymore. I've actually never used them, but I did a free trial period some time back, and then it turned into a paying subscription by the end of the trial without me paying attention to it. All these kind of different subscriptions, by the time I added them all up, they were around $100 per month. So go through all your statements, check your credit cards, check your phones, check your computer, check all these kind of things to see if you're being charged for a subscription you don't use anymore, and make sure to either freeze them or cancel them to save up some money. This will usually add up to a large sum, because all of them are either quarterly or monthly payments, and by the time they've been running for a while, it actually turns into a lot of money. And this is money that could have been well spent elsewhere. You could put them into your dividend portfolio, you could put them into your saving account, or you could put it anywhere else that they're gonna do more beneficial to you, instead of paying for a product that you're actually not using anymore. You're just being a part of a subscription, so they're helping the company get more income, but you're actually not getting anything in return. Alright, so that was subscription. So second up, that is gonna be impulse buying. I mean, if you have ever walked through a store, you see something that you could maybe like, and then you just buy it because the amount is not so big and it doesn't really make a huge difference. But if you keep doing this a lot, you're gonna actually be spending a lot of money on it. And it usually turns out to be things that end up in the back of your closet, or it's gonna be things that get stuck in the trunk of your car. You won't find it until somebody cleans it out, and then you're gonna be wondering why on earth you even bought this stuff. The last one I'm speaking about from experience. So one of my most usually impulse purchases was some of these. I bought a lot of Red Bulls. Usually when I went to the metro, or when I went to take the train, or when I just walked downtown and I felt a little bit sleepy, I just went into the closest 7-Eleven, whatever these kind of convenience stores, and bought a Red Bull. And I turned out to be buying a lot of Red Bulls. I bought a couple Red Bulls every day. Not that I was thinking about it, but I was getting up in the morning, I went out, I grabbed a Red Bull at the metro, I grabbed something to eat on the kiosk, and then I just went on to work. But this actually totaled out to, I spent roughly $15 every single day on buying these things without even thinking about it, until I started going through my statements and seeing that this was one of my largest expense posts. These are the kind of small things that you should be watching out for. Do you actually need that? Could you just grab some food from home? Could you just have a coffee in a to-go mug? And all these kind of things. The same with clothes, books, whatever not. Do you actually have to buy it? Then go home, consider it for a couple days, and if you still agree that, yeah, I actually do need that product, then go back and buy it. Doesn't hurt anyone to wait a couple days if there's something that you didn't know you actually needed in the first place, right? So if you're able to just have this kind of mindset on everything you purchase, do I actually need it? Wait a couple days, see it through. Do you still need it? Do you still agree that it should be a good spent money? Then go back and buy it. Otherwise, you're just gonna save those money for later on. And that's another way to save some great amounts of money through a year. Because without thinking about it, we actually do buy a lot of stuff that we don't usually need. And it ends up somewhere else. Like in my trunk or in the back of your closet. The next time you're at the mall or at the store or something, just ask yourself, do I actually need to buy this? Is it on my list? or is it not? And if you don't really see any point in buying it because you found something that you might like but it wasn't at what you actually came in for, do reconsider and give it some more time before you actually go buy it. Did you know that most places charge you for your coffee cup or your plastic bottle? And that's where these ones come in. If you have a reusable bottle or coffee mug, you can usually get a cheaper refill than actually buying a new product. Because most coffee bar, they charge you a lot, but they charge you for the paper cup, and a lot of places also charge you for the bottle, which usually there's some way to find a free way to refill water. So instead of buying a ton of water bottles, just buy one reusable one and find places to refill it instead of buying new ones every time. You will save a lot of money on this, especially if you're living somewhere where you can't use tap water everywhere and you have to keep buying stuff. There's always some way to refill your water bottle, either with cafes or like the cantinas and stuff, meaning that you don't only have to buy a new one. Same with coffee. If you just buy one, invest in a reusable coffee cup, will be way cheaper for you to go to coffee shops and all this kind of stuff because you won't be being charged for the cup anymore. It is only a couple cents each time, but it does add up, and that's where we're looking for in this video. We're looking for all the small things that we can get rid of to save some money long term. And it's not a huge sacrifice either. If you're already carrying around a bag or a backpack or something, just invest in a reusable cup or bottle and just throw them in there so you always have it with you. It should be part of your everyday carry, so just do the investment, save yourself some trouble, and start saving some money. Alright, so the next one on the list is something that I'm pretty sure everybody has around in their pockets, and that's one of these. I mean, a phone. So phone carriers charge way different prices, at least here in Europe, so you should be able to find something that actually on the same net, but they charge you way less. And the cell phone market being as competitive as it is, you can usually get a better deal by asking the competitor to either match or come with a better offer than you already have today, because they will be interested in trying to move you from the network you're currently on over to their own. Usually you can even get some benefits like 3 months and stuff like this, so if you are very on spot and keep trying to track these kind of different offers, you can usually get a couple months free each year. And it's usually hassle-free because they will send out a new SIM card to you and they won't cut the old one until the new one is active. So there's a lot of benefits in actually just taking time to sit down and look through your contract with your carrier and then just see if you can find a better offer somewhere else. And you can also be a little bit sneaky about this if you wanna. You can get another offer from somebody else. Go back to your own carrier and tell them to match this new offer. Usually they will, because they would rather give you a couple months free than to see you move to another network. So there's no point being stuck into a very expensive cell phone agreement. Go to around the market, check around a little bit, do compare some different offers and see if you can push that price a little bit. If you're able to save $5-10 on your subscription every month, there is gonna be 12-month periods that is gonna save you a lot of money on this. If you manage to get a couple months free, then this have been all worth it. So do have a check on your cell phone to see if the agreement is in lockdown period or if it's just able to move it around, and just jump on and get some more offers. Let's see if we can save some money on cell phones. Alright, and then to the last point in this video, which it might be the most important point of it all, and that is budgeting. You should be budgeting your food, your expenses, all this money going in and money going out should be kept track of. That's the most important thing to save money. If you don't have a budget, you won't know how much you're actually saving and you won't know how much you're actually spending either. So that's kind of making the whole investment kind of useless. Because if there's no way we can track our savings, then there's no way to actually see if we're saving or if it's going up or going down, and then why is all this time spent trying to save money actually just a waste of time? So to start off with, you should have two different kind of budgets. You should have one budget for your fixed expenses. That should be mortgage, rent, gas, electricity, cell phone carrier, gym subscription, all this kind of stuff that you're gonna use every month, so that you can automate it and that the money is be set aside straight away when you get your salary. So you always know that these kind of expenses will be covered up. And then the next one should be your food budget. You should keep track of how much money you spend on food every month, because this is the most adjustable post that we have. If you have a bad month, you can always eat less out and you can always spend less money on food. You can eat cheaper brands, you can eat easier, you can eat less out. You can all do all these adjustments to push the budget down, and that's the easiest way that we can actually go up and down, because you can't really cut your mortgage, your gas bill, all this kind of stuff, because that's stuff that we're gonna need to live. Yeah, I do get it. Food is also essential for living, but you can eat you can cheap out on it. You can eat easier, you can eat less, and you can stop eating out just for a little period if there's the bad economic situation right now. So if you implement these few easy steps and you start setting up a budget, you should be surprised about how much you can actually save each month if you just pay some discipline into your finance. And with that said, I'm gonna say thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time.